going on, y'all, man? Chop it up with 2 times, man. Here to give y'all a little reaction on a little audio reaction on T.O. getting cut. Had dinner with Jerry. It's crazy because I remember where I was at when that happened. Get ready to go to bed. Pop's like, we cut T.O. I'm thinking he playing like, we ain't cut no fucking T.O. What the fuck you talking about, bro? Like, he was like, for real, like, we cut T.O. Like, he was like, look. So I turned on ESPN. It was like, cut T.O. And said that shit. I was like, I think I was like, what, like 16, 17 or some shit like that. I was like, fuck, you feel me? Because T.O., that was my boy, you feel me? Like, niggas don't understand. Like, nigga, any nigga who went to high school with me know, like, nigga, T.O., my nigga, that was my nigga. Even though he originally was a Niner, you feel me? Like, that was my nigga, right? I was devastated. I had no words, man. I mean, I heard about his story, you feel me? But it wasn't in depth. So I'm gonna give you a little reaction, man, about what they holler, man, on this shit, man. This shit crazy, man. Let's let it play.
Nothing wrong with you. You the ball, you go to Pro Bowl, you're an all-pro, and then something happened. What happened?
Bro, I have no idea. I signed a 4-year extension.
Right.
Going into the offseason. After my 3rd year, I would play 06 to 09.
Right.
Jerry Jones calls me, and I feel honored at the call because I've been on teams where I've heard how coaches, general managers, and owners talk to the vets of teams and kind of asking their input.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Same thing. Aaron Rodgers is going through the last few years, not feeling included.
Right.
Dude, I feel honored. He called me and he was like, yo, what do we need to get over the hump? I gave him my assessment of what we need to do based on the 3 years that I had been there. I got an extension. I go into the off season. I think like maybe 2 months. I'm living in Florida. My agent is living in Florida at the time, the financial guy. And so the owners, there's a big owners meeting or something in Florida. So Jerry's coming to town. My agent called me because, yo, Jerry's coming to town. He wants to talk to you. This is right before, I think, the new stadium. And we go into the new stadium and the following year. He goes, oh, Jerry, they want to talk to you about the upcoming season. Right. Might I remind you, I've already signed an extension.
Right.
So we meet them at this hotel on the water. Him and Steven, my agent was there, Drew was there, and we go inside the hotel, and they take us back to the back in this restaurant, and then they put us at a table, and so they put a cloth over the table, this and that and other, and so we just started talking, and I could tell, like, Jerry had been, had a few, I come to them, I could just tell. So I didn't really think much of it. Steven was there, so we're at the table. Jerry's here, I think Drew was over here, and I think Steven may have been over there. I can't remember if the other agent was there or not. And so he just started talking about the organization and just making comparisons here and there, talking about Romo and the Cowboys and bringing up me. And then he gets a pen and draws a line down the middle of the table. Yeah. So now he starts kind of differentiating, kind of just separating kind of like everything that's like, okay, the Cowboys over here, and then he put T.O. over here. Then he would start, he put one line over there, and then he started putting said Romo, this, that, and the other, T.O. over here. Organization here, T.O. over here. Anything positive or, related to the Cowboys, he put on one side, and then he basically was like, I'm on this side.
You by yourself.
So then he drew a line down the middle of this, and he said, we got to part ways. That's how I got cut.
What? But you had just signed a 4-year extension?
Look, that shit is crazy, right? And the way he did him though, like hey, we gotta you know what I'm saying? But that's bullshit though. Like, I'm gonna tell you what it was though. Witten, Sean Lee, bro. They did what they did to T.O. is what they did to Dez. Any motherfucker with some fire, you know what I'm saying, with some fire in them, you know what I'm saying? They don't like that. They don't like that outspoken shit. And both of them were team players. They worked hard. They made plays. But they went out the bat, you feel me? For your, you know what I'm saying? There was a energy. It's a certain amount of energy when Dez was on the field, when T.O. was on the field. You know what I'm saying? And man, my T.O. shed tears for this nigga Romo, right? That's my quarterback, man. I feel like Witten and them got into the ears, got into Garrett's ears, got into Jerry's ears. It didn't make no sense, you know what I'm saying? Because that connection, even though that Romo and Witten connection was just out of this world, but their connection was dangerous, right? And a lot of the shit that Witten was doing in that time frame was because of T.O. T.O. ran routes hard. So Witten can get the fuck open and run that stick now route and get the first down. And I know Witten know that. He may not say that though, but we all know that. You gave him an extension because you knew. Jerry knew, right? Jerry the GM. You knew. You knew what it was. That's why you gave him, the 4 years. But you let other players get in your head because them motherfuckers want to sit over there, you feel me, and have shit their way. Well, guess what? Sean Lee, he was always fucking hurt. Witten, you one of the greatest tight ends to ever play this game, but we still never won shit with you because it was bigger than that, right? That shit is crazy though, right? Let's get back to it.
The year before, right?
That's how I got cut, Shannon. No lie. That's how it ended. I looked at. I remember Drew looked at me and I looked at him and I'm thinking this is a joke.
You're like, what a camera?
Right. I'm looking for Ashton Kutcher.
Y'all Punk to me that's Candy Camera. I was going to remember Candy Camera.
Yeah.
Good job. Punk is
Come on.
So, and then when we saw that it was real, I think Drew asked me like, "Are you serious? Is there any way we can, resolve this or whatever?"
There was. It wasn't that resolved.
I was kind of like in shock. I was kind of at a loss for words. I didn't really know what to say, what to do. Just asking the agent, like, where do we go from here? I don't know what transpired from really that phone call that we had.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Look, it's raw and uncut up on this motherfucker. So you got a little ad in this mud. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. It's raw and uncut, man. Here we go.
Months prior to that day.
The reports are, you can confirm or deny that there was starting to be some tension between you and Jason Witten.
Never. I don't even know where that comes from. I even had and seen shows with you and Skip, and they said that he bucked up at me and he did.
He confronted you.
Bro, Jason Witten has never confronted me. we've never had any tension. And trust me, this ain't what he want anyway. I promise you, dude, Shannon, I promise you that. I promise you that. I'm not no bad.
Yeah. T.O. whoop his ass. Yeah, I think Jason, he my boy, but that's what he on.
Got crushed, but we never had any tension, so I don't even know where Skip got that from.
Right.
And he said that he confronted me. I remember he was like, Witten confronted T.O. at practice, and I backed down. I'm like, what? But stuff like that, I just let it go. And that's how a lot of stuff in the media gets blown out of proportion.
But T.O., your numbers didn't want a release. Did Jerry?
I came on the show and I showed you. I told you everything. I even brought the release papers or whatever. It said conduct detrimental to the team is why I was being released. Was it performance based? It was one or the other.
Yeah, because that's two calls.
Right, yeah.
Based on. Yeah.
Right. So I think it was marked performance based. Mm-hmm. It had exactly. I brought the paper on the show because I got somebody to send it to me because it has to be filed with the NFL.
Absolutely.
And I when I read that, it said the reason that I was being cut was performance based. It had nothing to do with conduct detrimental to the team. But if you let Skip Bayless tell it, he'll piss in your face and tell you it's raining.
Of all the releases, the parting of the ways of the 49ers, the parting of the Eagles, the Cowboys, it seems to me the Cowboys hurt the most.
Because I don't like when, obviously quarterbacks, they're like the head coach where they start getting control. Mm-hmm. Romo started to play, lights out. Again, I was a part of his success, and then he was dating Jessica Simpson. He was a star.
You went to bat for him. Because remember they lost to the Giants? The Mexico party with Jessica. Yeah. You was on there saying, that's my quarterback. You went to bat for him.
No, trust me. Not only did I see things that were going on during practice, games, or whatever, where he was forcing the ball in double coverage for Witten, and that. Bro, I wasn't the only one that mentioned some of those things. Maybe those guys.
Let's address that, right? He said he forcing the ball in double coverage. Shit, even when he was double covered, Witten was always open. I'm sorry, bro. Now, I mean, he was just always open, bro. Like, he was. You feel me? Like, yeah, there was factors to this shit, though, but the proof in the pudding, homie, like, I mean, motherfuckers been saying this shit for years on that Romo Witten connection, though. But if something ain't broken and work, don't fix it. Because Witten's always reliable, bro. In the clutch, they know we gonna go to Witten, and he still makes the play. Like, you can't argue with that one, you feel me? But I mean, I do see what he's saying though, but because a motherfucker like T.O., he need the rock too, though, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like if if T.O. win and he gets no catches, he cool with that. He might feel some type of way because he ain't get no catches, but he cool with that. He ain't gonna say nothing, no. But when you're losing and he ain't touching the rock, you gonna hear it.
Weren't vocal enough or had the balls enough to say it, and I addressed it, and maybe he didn't like the truth, but I saw it, and it wasn't like I addressed things behind closed doors. Like I said, when I went to Philly, I wasn't trying to have that stigma that I was a bad teammate.
Right.
All these things that I heard, okay, we're gonna keep things in house, let's talk. That's what I was doing.
Right.
My coaches will tell you the things that we addressed as an offense or individual, it got outside of the room. And there were specific people in that room.
So it came from one of them.
My coach even knew who that came from. When the players weren't gonna say nothing, and it got to the media about I'm talking
detail
of what was being said.
That's why you keep your circle small.
Patrick Creighton. Probably was Patrick Creighton. He just seemed like a motherfucker that run his mouth. It wasn't Sam Hurd. Sam Hurd was too busy trapping. If you don't know about saying her, look that shit up, man. But could have been Patrick Creighton on some real shit. Cause I mean, Witten talk that good shit though. He ain't the best teammate though. Cause Martellus Bennett, man, like he wouldn't fuck with Martellus Bennett. And Martellus Bennett was very talented, you feel me? Like, and he wouldn't fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Witten ain't fucking with you, he ain't fucking with you. So we ain't gonna just act like this Witten is just an excellent motherfucking teammate because he wasn't. He just talked that good shit and didn't get into trouble. He was a warrior. He was a. I give him. He was a warrior. Playing with that lacerated spleen, put his life on the line. Jerry made him sign that little that waiver. Put his life on the line to play football. Like warrior. Didn't miss games, bro. I think he missed one game, and that was because he was forced to. I want to say because of his jaw. After he played every other game. That's the only tight end that I really knew. That I only knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Witten. Right? We ain't gonna act like he ain't no Hall of Famer. But we ain't gonna act like he was just this good guy that everybody make him out to be though either. As far as when it comes down to being a teammate.
Okay, so then you know where it came from. You know who said it.
Trust me. So all of that stuff, man, and the Todd Haley's, the Whitneys, and all the stuff that transpired, man, like I said, it is what it is. I know, like I said, they had a hand in me not returning. That was something that happened. And when Dez went through that little situation, guess who was still there? It was a similar situation. It was Romo, Garrett, and Witten. Why he started, trust me, with that smoke this spot, like I said, I don't get.
To be honest with you, I don't think Romo. I think Romo just like one of them, yes, like whatever you want to do, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Because Romo's a warrior too. Like, yeah, you feel me? Romo had the hoes, right? But he knew, like, why you wouldn't want your job easier. I mean, Romo know, like, nigga, we had Laurent Robertson. He had to make better. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Creighton and shit. If I got Whitney and T.O. and I got Barber, you know what I'm saying? I think I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Romo didn't want him gone. Romo probably was tired of his shit. Cause I did see some of them top sideline interactions, but deep down, Romo know was cracking. So Romo wasn't gonna say nothing regarding, you feel me, that? Because he knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a Hall of Fame wide receiver, and I got a Hall of Fame tight end. So guess what? Them two should make my job very easy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't necessarily really roll with the Romo shit, but Garrett, yes. Witten, yes. And of course they're gonna get Jerry on because Garrett was Jerry's pet cat, and he loved Witten too. So of course Jerry was gonna sit over there and take their side. But Jerry knew as well that it took a lot of convincing, you feel me? Because Jerry knew, like, Jerry gave them extension. Like, Jerry know, like, we can build around this. Just got to get that defense right, which they never really did. They really ain't been the same since they had Big J Ratliff in the middle, Ware, Anthony Spencer, Hatcher, Bowen, you know what I'm saying? Like T. New, Mike Jenkins, you know what I mean? Like, they ain't been the same, man. Like, they ain't been the same. That was one of the best defenses because them boys got to the quarterback. I'll go on and on about that shit, you feel me? But let's get back to this video.
Say stuff just to be saying.
Right.
And years later, people now see and they think, like, man, Tito was on to something. Maybe there's something to it. I'm just not going to make something up. But like, I was a team player, man. if I'm running route, Shannon, I know what I know my job as a number one receiver. I can be a decoy, I can be number one. I know how valuable I was. I mean, there were times, man, I would haul ass off the line, knowing I wasn't going to get the ball, Shannon, but I know my tight end going to be open.
Right.
Somebody in the seam is going to. That's what I do.
Facts.
Every game I remember, I'm sprinting down the field, I'm clearing out for my guy. I'm getting my guy knocked out. He makes a big game. I'm running back to the huddle. Whitman just, man, T. He goes, man, this play never happens if you don't do what you're doing.
Right.
Shannon, that's who I was.
Right.
But if you listen to the media, they're going to tell you something totally different. And that's why I was so confident in my ability, and I did what I did, and I was still outspoken because my grandma told me to tell the truth. You know what I mean? I didn't know anything about being politically correct. Shannon.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's not that. I wasn't wild. I wasn't wild that way. And when they asked me something, I answered it. You know, I wasn't thinking, okay, if I answer this way, okay, this is putting this guy, you know, in harm's way. I wasn't thinking that way. But as I got older, and I started, okay, this is the media's angle. This is how.
Fuck all that politically correct shit. Like, nigga, we grown ass men and we playing ball. Like, if I feel like answering it a certain way, I'm gonna answer it a certain way. Like, the fuck? Like, you know what the answer is. It's crazy. Like, these motherfuckers, when they ask questions, they know what the answer is, but they want to see if you're gonna be a good teammate by giving them a bullshit answer. Like, fuck all that. You feel me? If we play like shit, we play like shit. If he fucked up, he fucked up. Y'all seen it. The fuck? Like, you asking me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you asking me the obvious. The hell?
How they do things. And so now, like I said, then when you start not wanting to talk to me, then they have a problem with you. When they're making you look bad, it's like, okay, you can't win.
Right.
So that's why, like I said, I let my play do the talking and speaking for me, and I felt like it did loud. And so I realized that I had the last say. No matter, like I said, whatever went on, if I went out and played poorly, it was only going to validate what they were saying and what they were talking about. So I just did what I had to do.
You know what to do.
Yeah, man. I was an unfortunate turn of events. They shouldn't have cut him. They should have let his play dictate whether they kept him or not. And his play dictated that he should have stayed. Point period blank. He was not a cancer. Everybody was against T.O. Like he said, they love to hate me. Just because he outspoken, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man. That's crazy. But yeah, man, it's a reaction, man. Like, comment, and subscribe, man. Y'all know what it is, man. And we'll be back.